morning everybody. So as you can see, we're in a light room this time. It's a beautiful day outside. What a week. What a crazy week. I'm just in like such shock right now. I didn't expect my video to get many views at all, and it's gotten so many. I've got 5,000 views and 250 subscribers, so thank you so much. I don't really have a plan at the minute of what to talk about, and I did have a plan for a video, but when I tried to record it, it just wasn't coming out the way that I wanted it to, and I was kind of like really struggling with recording and reaching a state in which words were just flowing out of my mouth. So I'm trying again today. I don't think we'll talk about the same thing, but I want to get into some of the comments, emails, DMs. Since posting my first video, it's had like quite a big impact on people, which I didn't expect at all. I've had emails from like Italy, from France, and it's just been overwhelmingly positive. I think that's why I was really struggling to record more videos, because I was feeling the pressure a little bit. I don't want to make anything that doesn't work for me, because then I'll get bored of it. So I was really pressuring myself to post on the Monday again and have it be a weekly thing. I'm not sure if I can follow through with that, because I do have a lot on my plate. I've got uni almost every day, and there's just many other things that I have to obviously do in my life. And I think a weekly schedule, I don't think I can keep up with that, solely off of the fact that I don't want to burn myself out. I did feel the pressure, especially with the overwhelming response from the first video, to kind of continue posting on such a regular basis. I'm sure I'll find what works for me, but yeah, so I wanted to read out a few emails that I got and just talk about kind of the response from the last video. So somebody said, "Hi Summer, I just wanted to let you know I really loved your video and your words meant a lot. I'm also a student going to university and I can relate to so much of what you're talking about to my own journey through life. I've had to learn how to get out there and talk and interact with people much more than I do. I never had a problem with talking, much the same with you, but just kind of making those conversations awkward. So when you mentioned that, it really hit home. I totally agree with prioritizing in-person conversations a lot, and I love what you had to say. Thanks for making your video. I hope you know it made my night to know I'm not the only person like this. Have a good one and best of luck with everything." Man, the fact that people actually... Okay, first of all, the fact people watched the entire video, it's half an hour long. I didn't expect that whatsoever. But also the fact that I had so many messages very similar to this one, where it really did change people's outlook. I know people now who are doing the rejection therapy book, which is really, really cool. I'm so glad that I could do that for people. I've had so many in-person conversations now surrounding YouTube, and people sharing their own side quests that they've done. But the topic of today, I don't know what I want to do with my life, and I think a lot of people kind of feel lost at this age, and feel a bit directionless. So I wanted to speak about it, because not necessarily for advice as much as I would love advice, but also just to find people like me, or maybe to help me be less scared to take a risk. So for me, I'm a very creative person. I knit, I crochet, I draw, I paint, I do everything. If you know me, it's absurd how many hobbies I have. I am a very, very creative person. However, my entire life, I've gone into science-based subjects, and it feels like a massive conflict of interest. Why am I not doing something that is like my happiness, joy, and passion in life? And there's many, many reasons why I have chosen kind of a STEM career path, and I think a lot of them are also kind of not fully rooted in logic or sense, and that is why I've been kind of debating whether this is right for me. So first of all, one of my reasons is that I really want a stable career. And that's a very controversial take because obviously there are many, many stable careers in the arts. And I don't know why I'm so scared of venturing into the arts, because I know that you can become a film director, you can become anything. You could, like, most of things that we enjoy in this world come from people with jobs in the arts. And for some reason, I assume it's just because of the society we live in, but I've just been drilled into my head that I'm not going to be able to survive if I choose an arts-based degree. And it really upsets me because I wish I didn't have that mindset. I wish I wasn't so focused on the destination and much rather the journey. I know so many people who do arts as their subject, as their degree. I know someone who's going into fine arts. I know people who are doing tattoo apprenticeships. I know people who are doing English literature and creative writing. And all of these people, they just seem like they're doing something that they're so much more passionate about. And what I do in uni is forensics. And whilst I love forensics, you know, I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. I did it in college as well. So I went straight from secondary school to then forensics and biology in college. And I loved biology. I think biology is awesome. And then straight into uni with no gap year, straight into forensics again. And in forensics, it's very, very chemistry heavy. Forensics is more like the science side of things, so you have to test if the blood that you found is actually blood, or test the chemical compounds to see what kind of drug has been left. It's very, very science heavy rather than delving into the minds of criminals. And it is interesting, but I do struggle to think if it's right for me. And I've spoken to my family about this. I've been on call with my family for multiple hours, just kind of deciding, do I not drop out per se, because I like uni. I like living on my own. I like to have this experience in life. More so, should I change my course next year when I can? And I'm not too sure how to feel about it. I think I'm hanging on to hope that this is kind of going to be a really useful thing for me to have a science degree. It's going to go very well respected when I do get a job. Regardless of what job I go into, I can always go into any job providing I get the rough, like, relative experience. But then again, would I rather be happy? And it's not to say that I'm unhappy per se, but it's just not really scratching an itch for me. And it is a lot of work. It's very high pressure, but there's something so rewarding about being able to do all of these, like, chemical equations. If I stick with it, I know I will enjoy it and it'll be very, very rewarding, and I'll be pushing my brain and pushing myself to get this, like, trophy of I can do this horrible chemistry. But I just wonder, have I chose what's right for me? And at the start of the year, I kind of had a little bit of a crisis. Not the start of the year, sorry, mid last year, when we were choosing what courses we wanted to apply for uni. And I was debating between choosing interior design, very random, but just something that was creative but also still probably requires a lot of maths and a lot of logic, and something that was still going to give me that, like, rewarding feeling of doing something difficult. And not to say that arts isn't difficult, obviously it can be in certain senses, but it just comes very naturally to me. It's something that I find joy in no matter how difficult it is. And so then it doesn't feel as rewarding to me. And because I do so much of it outside of school as well. And that's another thing. I was wondering, if I did go into the arts, would I then start to hate it? Would I then start to find less joy in it? because I'm being pushed to do it more so in a job like setting, or do you know what I'm saying? It's a difficult decision when someone tells you to do something and you kind of don't really feel the passion for it anymore, or the spark. And I was worried that that was going to happen to me. So I still don't know whether this is right. I think about it a lot. I talk to my family a lot about it. Uni's really stressing me out at the moment. I've been super busy, which is also why this video has been late. I just have like so much on my plate, and I just really don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't really see myself being a forensic scientist, but also I could. But then again, if we come back to what is and isn't a useful degree after uni, realistically, is anything a useful degree in this time of life? So then that just makes me think, would I rather have a science degree or an arts degree if they're both going to be very unuseful? And yeah, I don't know. I think everywhere's very oversaturated. Obviously, you've got AI as well. That's another thing. It's a whole different world. I feel like people my age, and maybe some of you will relate to this, but people my age are really, really stuck. We can't really predict what's going to happen in our lives in the future. I think nobody quite knows what they're doing. There's so many factors to it. It's the fact that, will my degree that I'm paying 10,000 a year for, and up to 10,000 in maintenance loan, depending on if you're living on campus and your household income, so that could be up to 20 grand a year that you're owed back. And that's not even including if you do a master's, if you do anything above your 3 years, or in my case it's 4 years. And it's just a lot. I think everybody is really, really stuck. Even though you're paying back the fees, they rise faster than you can pay them back. And so you can't pay them back in time. And at the end of the day, it's just another tax. It's just very, very frustrating. It feels like we can't progress in our lives without some kind of thing pulling us back to square one. I think a lot of people, I keep saying this, but I think a lot of people my age just do feel stuck. I think we are really struggling with predicting what our future is going to be like, and I think that's a really, really difficult thing to deal with at the minute. I think a lot of people feel the same way I do. It's even worse when you consider, I haven't like fully fact checked this, but it's apparently we have only 13 years of fresh drinking water because of AI. Like, can we think about how crazy that is? In 13 years, when I'm 32, what am I gonna do? Hello? Wake up! Hello? Like, what's happening? And no one seems to care. And the house prices are rising, and no one can get jobs, even with their degrees. As a society, especially people my age, who have just entered the adult world, actually need to sit down and think, what do I want to pursue for the rest of my life until I'm 70 years old? And I respect so much. I could be living in a country where I don't even get an education, and not to sound extremely like privileged, right? But I do sit back and I think, I have so much to complain about, but realistically, I'm safe. I'm safe, I'm in this house, there's a beautiful day outside, I can see people talking in groups, I can see people going past on their bikes. We are living in a very, very good environment, realistically. But I just can't help but think, what on earth? How can I make use of it when there's so much that's just putting everyone down at the minute? And it's just extremely depressing. I mean, obviously everything, I don't know what I can say on YouTube and what I can't, but if you've seen the media right now, you know what's going on. You know, people are just really not in a good space at the minute. I know so many people who have had to really withdraw from social media or just any kind of short form content or any content online because it is really getting to people now. It's just, it seems like everything in this world is crumbling, and it's to a point where the activism only does so much, and it's really, really difficult to navigate when it also affects you down to a personal level. I think everyone is just stressed and tired, and you've got to navigate the fact that these are the people who rule the world. These are the people that control a lot of the systems that we do live in. And so what hope is there for an average person like me? What hope is there for us average people who are just trying to live in the system that was made for us? So it's a difficult feeling. It's difficult to know where you want to go with life and what you want to do. And a lot of people don't figure it out till very late. A lot of people get to their 40s, their 50s, and then do a massive career change or realise actually what they're supposed to be doing in life. And I think I might be one of those people. I think I might not know what I want to do for a very long time, and I think it's because I want to do everything. I just got to keep pursuing my hobbies. I got to keep grounding myself and doing things one day at a time. But yeah, I don't know what I want to do with my life, and I think this is a very common feeling that a lot of people get my age. And I just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to share it. I know we got a little bit depressing, but I wanted to find people maybe with stories to share, or people who are like me, I suppose. Another thing as well, I think people feel really lonely lately. A lot of my friends who we're really close but still feel so lonely, and I must admit I also feel the same. I think it's just such a strange climate at the minute. I think obviously, I spoke about this in my last video, but I think obviously the fact that we have phones and everyone can communicate on their phone, the lack of face-to-face contact really does affect people. I think the lack of face-to-face contact makes people feel alone because we're just sitting in our rooms, we're not getting out and about, we're not doing things, we're not interacting as people. I think I feel a bit down in the dumps lately, and I think I keep saying this word, but I just feel directionless. I'm not sure what I want to do, and I'm kind of just giving myself the best opportunity by following the system to a T. Go to school, go to the next school, go to uni, and hope it works out. And there's so many people that do no uni, they do apprenticeships, or something just works out for them. And I just think that's incredibly brave. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do in my life. I'm feeling lost. And I think a lot of people around me feel the same. We'll see what happens. Maybe next year I'll be doing another course, doing something else. What I try to remind myself is that, and I realised this, I was speaking to someone I used to be friends with last year about, do we prefer the journey or the destination? I think my mind has always been rooted in destination, destination, destination. And maybe that works out better in the long run, in the long term. But I just think about, I want a nice house when I grow up. That's always been my dream. I just want a nice house. I want to be able to decorate it. I want to be able to renovate it. I just want to be able to live somewhere that I love. And that's my destination. And I think everything that I've done up until this point is for the destination. However, I realised that she lived life more for the journey and not so much the destination. And that conversation we had on the bus really changed something in me. And I realised maybe I should be living for the journey, but living for the journey is terrifying to me. it lacks structure, it lacks comfort of, well, there's an end goal. There's a final like solution to all of the things that I'm doing. And I think that's been really resonating with me lately, because I've been thinking, should I try and live life more for the journey now? And I had kind of an epiphany when we first had that conversation. And then I went back into my old ways a little bit. But it does pop up every now and again in my brain. I'll be doing something and I'll be aware that I'm doing it for the destination. And then I realise I should be doing things for the journey. But that has led me to fall behind on a lot of my classes, because I decide to say yes to my friends, and go out and do things rather than revise. And I used to be very holed up in my room just revising. I would say no to certain things because I needed to get stuff done. And then I realised, is it ever that deep? And when I get to the end of my life, would I regret hanging out with my friends? Or would I regret not revising? And I think obviously I'm gonna prefer to hang out with my friends. So I really do think, I don't know if I want to change my course or drop out, but I think maybe to help feel better about the doom and gloom of this current situation, I need to start living life a bit more for the journey and not for the destination. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I've just kind of solved my own problem by talking out loud. And this is why I love YouTube so much. I've only made one video, and it has been difficult since that video to kind of reach the state where I can just flow and talk. But I love the fact that I can speak out loud and there's no real person to kind of respond back to me. So I'm just left developing my own ideas in my head. And then I'm able to kind of resolve a lot of my own problems, which I do that a lot anyways. I get comments that I'm quite self-aware a lot, and I think it's really gotten me to the point now, my mindset, where I can be quite optimistic about things. And I never used to be. I was very depressed growing up, and I do get my moments still. Especially with anxiety, I really struggle with that, but I've become very optimistic in recent years, and I think a lot of people can see that. I think it rubs off on a lot of people as well, but a lot of it is just kind of self-therapizing myself, which maybe isn't the best thing, but it's really, really helped me. And I did actually want to make a video. I know we're going on a bit of a side topic, but I did want to make a video about how I became so optimistic. So I think that might be my next point that I talk about. But I rewired my entire brain, and became a very, very optimistic person through a lot of different processes that I thought about. And maybe I just sound like an idiot right now, but I really do a lot of thinking inside my head and a lot of talking to myself. Maybe I sound crazy, I don't know. But maybe I'll make a video about that someday, because I truly did flip my mind around with a lot of I deconstructed a lot of things in my head that really just was holding me back. So I think I might talk about that next time. But yeah, if anyone feels like me and feels a bit lost, I'd encourage you to really live life for the journey and not for the destination. And maybe you'll be happier. But it is hard to not worry about, if I do things that are going to make me happy, what is the end result? Where am I going to be left? What can I do with my life after that? But yeah, I think I'm going to stop it here, because I'm kind of doing a lot of side rambles now. I hope people can kind of discuss this. Maybe it's not as inquisitive as last time. It's kind of me just talking about what is going on in my life, but I just hope people can relate and feel the same, and maybe some advice will be shared around, because I just feel like I just feel like such a gloomy time to be living in. And I say that basking in the sun. I have nothing to be ungrateful for. Let me stress. I think I'm just feeling a bit confused and a bit scattered and a bit emotionally drained. And I'm just happy that I started YouTube, because I feel like I've got a bit of an outlet now. I've got a little document of this progress and what I'm doing in my life and how I'm living it, and I do really want to do some travel vlogs soon. So as soon as I start traveling, I actually bought a new passport. It costs so much, but bought a new passport. I can finally actually go and leave the country. So expect that soon. I'm very excited. I'm so excited to vlog traveling. That's all I've wanted to do my entire life, is go traveling. And I haven't done that since I was very, very young. So yeah, I'm excited. But thank you for watching so much. Thank you so incredibly much for the amount of support that I've received. All the emails, comments, DMs. I'll have like my contact stuff in the description. I will always respond to you, because I love community. I love talking to people. I love seeing how things change people's lives. I love hearing your perspectives. I've had many amazing comments. I've had many weird comments. I've had some constructive criticism comments, which have been really, really interesting to look into. And I've been really like keeping them in my mind and kind of developing them in my head, and just being, it's really interesting to see what people have to say. So yeah, no matter what it is, if you have an opinion, comment it and I'll read through it and I will let you know what I think. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I didn't want this one to be as long as last time, but you guys stuck around, so I can see I've been recording for like 40 minutes, so if this is also the same length, then I apologize. Thank you so much. I genuinely cannot keep stressing how much I'm very happy that I've had such great support around me. And yeah, I've got a few topics lined up. One of them is, I feel like it's slightly controversial, and when I was trying to record it, I couldn't get out my words in a way that I was satisfied with. I've got a big notes folder with multiple ideas coming up, so we'll see what gets posted and what doesn't. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about my life lately, and I feel very lost. I don't need to figure it out right now though. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling, but thank you so much, and I will see you maybe next week, maybe not. We'll see what my scheduling is feeling like, how I'm feeling. I'm gonna do this off of my own basis, because I'm doing this to enjoy it, and if I'm not enjoying it, I don't want to do it. So I'm gonna post as and when, but I'll keep you guys updated as to when I'm posting, because I don't want you to be left in the dark. But yeah, I need to shut up now, so I'll see you when I see you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching if you got this far, and yeah, contact me if you want to in the description. I'm gonna shut up now. Goodbye.